In terms of raw numbers, it is one of the most successful pieces of software ever created. Over 200 million people return to it every month. It has earned, by most estimates, somewhere north of $10 billion. But the version of the game those 200 million people experience, the large public servers, the custom worlds, the intricate systems, was not, for the most part, built by the company that owns it. It was built by freelancers, thousands of them, largely anonymous, frequently teenagers, working for hire in a marketplace that has no headquarters, no regulator, and no record of itself. It is an economy that moves a great deal of money between people who will never learn each other's real names. And because no one governs it, no one protects the people inside it. Not the ones paying, not the ones building. The arrangement rewards exactly one type of person, the one willing to take advantage of everyone else. What follows are a series of true accounts from inside that marketplace. None of them are exaggerated. Several of them are worse than they sound. We'll begin near the surface. On the surface, it looks almost normal. If you want to hire someone to build you a custom Minecraft plugin, there are places you can go. There is Spigot MC, one of the oldest hubs in the community. Thousands of plugins, a section for hiring developers. It looks established, trustworthy even. It runs on forum software that was abandoned by its own creators and has not received a security update since 2019. Accounts are compromised there routinely, and when money changes hands and something goes wrong, the platform's official position is printed plainly in their guidelines. Do not contact us regarding this resource for any reason. That is not an oversight. That is the policy. There is another larger marketplace, once called MC Market, now built by Bit. It presents itself as professional. Portfolios, categories, reviews. The reviews are the problem. Buyers who were defrauded report that their negative reviews quietly disappear, removed, they believe, to preserve the appearance of a safe marketplace. A marketplace is only as honest as its worst review. On this one, the worst reviews don't survive. Much of the trade eventually left the forums altogether and moved into Discord, a chat application. Small agencies formed there. You join their server, you open a ticket, they assign you a developer, and they take a cut of the payments, usually around 15%. It resembles a company. It is not one. There is no registration, no contract, no legal entity. If the person running the server decides one day to keep the money instead of paying the developer who earns it, there is no one to appeal to. There is only the silence of a chat log. These are the respectable options, the ones people recommend to newcomers. And already you can see the shape of the problem. Every door into this economy is one that no one is guarding. This is the surface. It gets darker from here. Let's start with the people spending the money, the server owners. Often young, often running what is functionally a small business, and often entirely unprotected. One of them bought a plugin, a small thing, $8 a month, a subscription. He paid, he received no file, no download, no receipt. The developers stopped responding to tickets, to messages, to everything. And when the buyer went to cancel the subscription, to simply stop the money from leaving his account, he found there was no way to do it. The payment system had been built with no account page, no cancel button, no off switch of any kind. This was not laziness. It was designed that way. The only way he could stop paying a stranger for a product he never received was to call his bank and have them block the charge by force. He got out. Many don't notice for months. Another server owner had a billing dispute with his hosting company. He had been overcharged. The amount in question was $5. He disputed it. In response, the company suspended his server and took his files hostage. Everything he had built, his entire community held behind a wall. He offered to pay them back, to just settle it and move on. They refused. He offered to pay the full original amount to get his files returned. They refused that too. A community that may have taken years to build, erased. Over $5 out of spite. So that is the buyer's position. You send money into the dark and you hope. And if you complain, even correctly, the person on the other end has more power over you than you realized. But here is the part that surprises people. The developers have it worse. You might assume the person being paid is the one who's safe. They are not. In this economy, doing the work correctly offers no protection at all. A builder took a job, $80 to construct a server hub. Standard work. The client paid half up front and the builder started. Partway through, the client changed the terms. He wanted the finished parts torn down and rebuilt. He wanted a giant replica of Stonehenge added and Big Ben for the same $80. The builder refused to do thousands of dollars of work for 80, and so the client made a threat. One that in this world ends most arguments. He would reverse the payment entirely, take back even the deposit, do the endless free work, or lose everything you've already earned. That threat is the single most powerful weapon in this economy. It's called a chargeback. The buyer tells their bank the charge was fraudulent, and the bank pulls the money back. Against the physical product, a seller can fight it. They have a tracking number, proof of delivery, but a developer sells lines of code, a file. There is no tracking number for a file. There is no proof the bank will accept, so the developer almost always loses. And it is worse than simply losing the payment. The processor adds a penalty, around $20, charged to the developer for the crime of having been disputed. Consider what that means. A developer can build a $10 plugin, deliver it perfectly, and be robbed not down to zero, but into debt. $30 in the negative for having done the job right. The system is so broken that some have resorted to something strange to protect themselves. To fight fraudulent chargebacks, a few server owners began mailing a physical object, a small $2 plastic trinket to anyone who paid them, not as a gift, as evidence. A physical package generates a tracking number, and a tracking number is the one thing the bank will believe. Grown developers mailing plastic toys through the postal service, not to be kind, but because it is the only way to prove they are owed the money they already earned, and we are still not at the bottom. Everything so far has been a matter of money. Someone loses some, someone takes some. What comes next is different. This is where it stops being theft and starts being sabotage. Real plugins cost money, and to a broke teenager running a server, that's a problem with an obvious tempting solution. There are websites that host pirated versions of premium plugins. Cracked, free. Many of them are not just pirated, they are poisoned. Before the file is uploaded, someone hides code inside it, a backdoor. The server owner installs what they think is a free plugin, and in doing so, they hand a stranger complete control of their machine. Not the game, the machine. The ability to delete everything, to lock it and demand ransom, to quietly use the server from then on for whatever they want. The owner usually doesn't find out until it's already done. By then, there is nothing left to save. And here, the two halves of this economy finally meet. The buyers, priced out by a broken market, turn to stolen code. The developers, robbed of fair pay, watch their own work get stripped, cracked, and resold under someone else's name. Everyone is a victim, and the only people who prosper are the ones who built the traps. Which leaves one last question. With all of this, the scams, the ransoms, the poison, where are the people in charge? That is the floor of this thing. Not a single dramatic crime, in absence. The realization that no one is coming. The forums that host the trade have said in writing not to contact them. The marketplaces erase the warnings that would protect the next victim. The payment processors were built for shipping boxes and treat a stolen server the same as a late pizza. The agencies are strangers in a chat room who can vanish at any time. There is no authority in this economy. There never was. It was built from the beginning on the assumption that everyone involved would simply be honest in a place specifically designed to make dishonesty free. 200 million players, billions of dollars, and underneath all of it, a shadow economy where the people doing the actual work and the people paying them are left entirely to fend for themselves. That is the world as it exists right now. The last part of this is about whether it has to stay that way. Here is the thing that took me a long time to understand. None of this happens because the people in it are bad. Most of them aren't. The developers are talented. The server owners are just trying to build something. The problem was never the people. It was that no one ever built the part that keeps them safe. There is no version of this where you remove human nature, but there is a version where a stranger's honesty isn't the only thing protecting you, where a developer is checked before they can take your money, where their work is real and provable, where the person you're hiring has a name, a record, and something to lose. I've spent years inside this world. I know what it does to people because I watched it, and because I was once the person who didn't know any better. That's what I've been building. A place with the thing this economy never had. Developers who are actually vetted before they can work. Real storefronts, real accountability. A marketplace that was finally built for this, instead of one that just tolerates it. It's called MC Dev Store. It's the thing I wish had existed when I needed created it. The economy under this game isn't broken because it's evil. It's broken because it was never finished. Somebody built the game. Somebody built the servers. Nobody ever built the part that protects the people holding the whole thing up. 200 million players. The people who make their worlds run got left in the dark. That's the part worth fixing.